Hey guys, I'm Chris Buck and a very warm welcome to Fretworks, and this week I am incredibly proud to unveil my first ever signature effects pedal, the ThorpyFX Electric Lightning. So it's been something of a terribly kept secret in recent months that I've actually been road testing a signature pedal. It's been on my board since I put it together last summer, although the pedal's actually been around in one guise or another quite a bit longer than that as well. Needless to say, has been the source of much speculation online, on forums, YouTube comments and social media. But as I promised only a few weeks ago, I am incredibly proud to unveil the Electric Lightning, a collaboration between myself and ThorpyFX. Now, as had been widely guessed, you've actually been hearing it in action probably a lot longer than you realise on Friday Fretworks or live clips or touring, even if you've come to see Cardinal Black recently. It is a dual-sided overdrive pedal, overdrive on one side, boost on the other, although crucially, one thing that hadn't really been guessed is that it actually contains a valve or a tube. Now, from the very first discussions that I had with Adrian in regard to collaborating on a pedal, it became abundantly clear that both of us wanted to do something a little bit different, not only to differentiate it from his previous work or his current line of pedals, but also something a little bit different from most of the pedals currently available, and thus it was decided that we would set about designing a valve pedal. Now, thankfully, when I say we, primarily it was my ears that were involved more than my brains, but I've been road testing this pedal for probably the better part of 18 months through various iterations and prototypes, and suffice to say, I am immeasurably happy with the final result. It's dynamic and it's versatile, and thanks no doubt to its enclosed tube, very ampy. Now, of course, that is the ultimate cliche when it comes to overdrive pedals, but honestly, maintaining that slightly aggressive, visceral feel and touch responsiveness of a real amp, and not simply rounding off the edges of all those tones that we've come to love and admire over the years, really was at the heart of its design. And as I said, I'm incredibly proud of what we've achieved. Now, I'm going to try not to get too bogged down in specs in this video. I'll link down below to the Electric Lightning's official launch video, where Adrian goes into infinitely more detail than, quite honestly, I'm probably capable of. As I said, luckily it was my ears more than it was my brains when it came to collaborating on this pedal. But one thing definitely worth touching on is the Electric Lightning's boost side, which, in much a similar way to his previous signature pedal, the Dane, of course a collaboration with Peter Norre, the boost actually runs into the overdrive side. Now, of course, this is a rather unusual way of doing it, but the thought process here was that it gives you more of a gain boost than it does a level boost for, say, solos. Now, I tend to stack different overdrive pedals together for different sounds, for different songs, or even different sections within one song. So having a pedal not only with a boost, but with a boost whose overall level and tonal characteristics, crucially, that you can adjust, really was an essential part of the Electric Lightning's design. Again, the Electric Lightning's boost topology is somewhat similar to that of the Dane, and by extension the Heavy Water, one of my favourite boost pedals of all time, in that it is high headroom and of course has that famed lows control, which is superb for fattening up single coils, P90s and the like. Honestly, as much time was spent on the boost side of the pedal as was on the overdrive pedal, and it really does show. in regards to the Overdrive side, somewhat unusually for a pedal, it actually has a 3-band EQ, kind of loosely based on that classic Marshall setup. Really allows you to fine-tune or dial the pedal into virtually any guitar or amp setup that you may have, or may even be confronted with as part of a rented backline. Versatility and flexibility really was at the heart of the pedal's design, and that 3-band EQ really is integral to that. Now, unfortunately, the downside of using a valve or a tube for its overdrive is that it requires quite a lot of juice, and consequently, the pedal does come with an included 12-volt power supply. It requires around 700 milliamps to get started up, but then levels out at a more modest 200 to 300 during operation. Crucially though, from years of using old amps or even trying to make new technology sound like old technology, we all know how good valve sounds when it's pushed. I'm conscious that I don't really use Fretworks to push things at you. I don't really get involved in new product demos, and it's a very rare occasion that I do any kind of sponsored content, I guess. So I really don't want to be seen to be giving you the hard sell here on the Electric Lightning. That's far from my intention. But honestly, it would feel remiss of me not to talk about a pedal that not only I'm incredibly proud of, at the end of the day, it's only the second thing that I've ever put my name to, but it's something that has been the source of much speculation over the past couple of months, a year, I guess. So it's good to be able to finally put that to bed and actually answer the questions about it. As I said, it really has been a labour of love for all involved, and I know on Adrian and ThorpyFX's part, it's been infinitely their most complex build to date, and required a great deal of ingenious engineering solutions to fit such a large amount of circuitry and such a complex pedal into such a small footprint. Consequently, it's not a cheap pedal by any stretch. It'll be £429 in the UK and $499 in the US. So undoubtedly not for everyone, and of course that's absolutely fine. But given the amount of design and circuitry and components and ingenuity involved in getting this pedal off the ground, it always was going to have to be on the pricier side, unfortunately. But at the end of the day, I'm so incredibly proud of the outcome, not only what we've achieved, but ultimately the sound of the pedal. The reason my name isn't plastered all over it, or indeed actually anywhere on the pedal at all, is that I honestly believe this has the potential to transcend any small amount of fame or kind of reputation that I have at this moment in time. It is a truly remarkable piece of engineering, and I'm very excited to finally get it out in the wild and see what people make of it. I'm going to play you out now and sign off, but as ever, thank you very much for watching. I'm Chris Buck, this is Fretworks. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe at the bell icon if you haven't already, and I shall see you next week for another episode. Cheers guys, take care, I'll see you soon.